Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the show. This is the second edition of the Ann Harder Show, the Ann Harder podcast. So happy to be with you. Thanks for joining us. And a precious friend of mine from long time, Mr. Zack Owen. And Zack, you kind of started this whole thing that ended up with this Ann Harder Show in that you started in January the Zack Owen Show.
Yeah,
here on Rogue Media.
And it sounds like to me that you have the same budget as I had when they put together the team to come up with the name, the Ann Harder Show, kind of like the Zack Owen Show.
I was told that there was market research done, and they
Lots of it.
they had people that were with little buttons going, yeah, they like this, they don't like that.
Yeah.
Not really.
Not really, no. But I will say this.
It's fun. My previous podcast did sound like an insurance company, Central Texas Life and Central Texas Events. Maybe, I don't know, Events might not be a good insurance
Yeah, I heard
name,
you bought the Alico building and going to turn it into Central Texas.
Isn't this lovely?
Yeah.
So fun. Yeah.
This is great. I do notice one thing about budgets. You've got real lights and lots of real cameras that I don't have on my show.
Well, your show looks awesome.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, you've got great lighting.
That's bar lighting.
Well, okay.
Maybe this is.
No,
maybe the bar lighting's better for me, though.
Great. Your show looks great. Well, it's fun, and I got to be a part of your very early show number one broadcast. Here I use that term, broadcast, a dropping of the first show. So how's it been? Now you've done more than 100.
106.
Wow.
Couple of weeks I took off for vacation, and my friend Jim Alvarado and also Chris Lowe filled in, did a great job. But it's been fun, and when Rogue Media came to me and said, we want to do a morning show, first thing was, I don't want to get up and be at work at 5 in the morning.
I know.
You know how that goes.
Yeah, we did that.
And they go, oh, no, it's going to be 8 o'clock. I go, I'm in, And
shank of the day, right?
Yeah. So Monday through Friday, 8 to 10 o'clock. We are now at since March 1st, we're at the Backyard Bar, Stage and Grill.
Yeah. Now, when did that switch? You were at the Texas Music Cafe.
First Monday in March.
Oh, okay.
Whatever that
So
fell
it's pretty
on.
quick.
Yeah. So we were, Texas Music in January, February. And I don't know what came up, and we moved, and I'm having a blast at the Backyard. Just the atmosphere and the background and the access to musicians. And, you tell somebody, hey, I want you to be on my show. And they'll go, where is it? I go, Backyard. They go, oh, I'm in.
Yeah. It's kind of like me with 21st floor of the Alico. Oh, really? I've never been in the Alico building. I hear that from a lot of people. So they love to come. They love to come on, which is a good thing, because I've moved from a couple of podcasts a week to now 5 days a week.
Yeah.
And which is great. So there's really no shortage of interesting people to talk to. And in your case, you're doing music, so you've got wonderful musicians.
So I told you a little earlier that my biggest fear from the start was being able to recruit or line up musicians for every day, 1 hour every day. And it has been so successful. Right now I'm booked for the next 3 weeks ahead. And every day, I promise you, I receive a message, text, an email. Hey, I've got so-and-so, my friend so-and-so wants to be on. I want to be on. I got to tell you a funny story. I've had from Austin, San Antonio, Stephenville, and several from Dallas, Fort Worth. But the greatest story yet was a young lady, and I'm sorry I don't recall her name, several months ago, came down with a friend. She performed, and my usual question, where are you from? She goes, I'm from blah, blah, blah. And I go, really? I said, is that far from Waco? She goes, it's north of Tulsa.
Oh, my goodness.
Her and her friend drove to be on the show and
From
turn around
Oklahoma?
and drive back above Tulsa.
My word.
That's dedication.
That's awesome.
That makes me feel good, and we've had so many different formats, different genres of music.
Right.
I've had a white rapper. I've had classic rock guys. I've had pop people. Country. It's been great.
Okay, have you ever talked to Jack Barksdale? You know who I'm talking about?
Jack.
Young guy. He's like 17 years old. And he was the headliner for a music festival they had in Georgetown.
Really?
And they had contacted me. I did a Zoom interview with him.
Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful singer. And he's been writing music since he was 12.
Oh my gosh.
I asked him, I said, oh, do you get nervous? Because he's been on with some big name country people.
Yeah.
And he goes, I guess I don't really know enough to know to be
get noticed.
to be nervous.
Nervous,
And then
yeah.
I said, well, have you had a favorite venue you've ever performed in? Well, he performed in London. And so I'm not like, you need to get this kid on. He is awesome.
love
he,
to.
he lives, I want to say in Burnett. So
Yeah.
anyway, I'll get you his
There's
contact
so
information.
many young.
Talented.
And the difference, I was talking with a singer the other day. Back, in the 70s when I started and in the 80s, it was so hard because it was all on vinyl. And you had to be with a record company. So it was very limited to who got, Now with the digital world, just like this show,
Right.
Years ago, you would have had to hook up with a TV station. You know what I mean? And
been there and
now-
done that. Thank you.
You've done that. But yeah, we've done that with our 25 Hot Country Cafe old video show
Oh,
back
I
in the
remember
day.
that. I know.
So what I'm saying is that it gives today the door is wider and open more than it used to be for up and coming. Just recently over at the backyard, they had a young kid just turned 17, never had a hit record, all from social media. He sells out 3,300 tickets within hours.
Okay.
And boom, boom. Then they had another guy, a little bit older, same deal, boom, sells out. And that is such a importance of social media, podcasting, things like this show, my show. It just has opened the doors.
Unbelievable. Well, it really thrilled me when you were able to hook up with the good folks here. That's your watch.
I turned my phone down, but the watch still does it.
That's okay. But to get this underway for you, because what, 30 how many years at Waco 100?
30, almost 32.
Yeah. So
And
you
so-
and I mean, I was there before you
Yeah,
came.
yeah.
You kind of came up right at about the branch.
I got there
Branch Davidian
September
time.
of 92.
Uh-huh.
And that was kind of rolling in, and then Jim started January of 93. So
Right,
I was
it was
there
Jim that started.
about 3 months before Jim got there.
Right.
Welcome back to 25 Hot Country Cafe.
Sir, would you pass me the honey, please?
Well, look who it is.
Yeah, it's Waco 100 News Director Ann Harder.
Hey,
Hi,
guys.
Ann. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Enjoying a little bit of Leslie's fried
Oh,
chicken there?
Yes, delicious. And the music and the repartee.
The
The
what?
what?
Well, this
Oh.
chatter.
Okay.
Conversation,
Chatter.
yeah.
By
Whatever.
the way, Ann, who's one of your favorite country singer groups?
No, it'd have to be the O'Kanes.
Hey, I remember the O'Kanes.
Haven't
remember?
heard from them in a while.
Yeah, Kieran Kane and Jamie O'Hara.
You know?
That's right. And just coincidentally, funny how this all works together.
Golly.
Smooths right into
Got
it.
the brand new Jamie O'Hara video. He's out on his own now.
What was funny is we would go on, conventions and meetings, and the first thing they say is, "Hey, tell us about the Branch Davidian." We'd go, well, we really don't know. That's really not in Waco, but
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Wow.
Now it's everybody
one-
wants to know about Chip and Joanne now when we travel.
which is good. That's
Much
been
better.
a refreshing change. But I remember, in covering that as a newscaster, working there at Waco 100 WACO. And of course, then I was a stringer for the Associated Press and
Sure,
reporting
yeah,
for
oh,
a
yeah.
lot of many other outlets. But that last day of the fire, when that happened, that would have been April 19th and of 93. And I remember I had talked with my connection at AP radio in Dallas, Amanda Barnett, and she said, something's going on. Something's going to happen. That was early.
Right.
And so then, as everything was happening, the fire and all that, I remember just going live on the air and watching the CNN monitor that we had in the newsroom. And that's one thing I wish I had a copy of. I have
Sure.
no idea what I said.
Yeah. Oh,
I
yeah.
have no idea.
You know what's funny?
But just kind of recapping everything we've been through for the last 51 days from the shootout to.
Yeah.
Anyway, what a story. I mean, it was one of the biggest of my career, obviously.
And I remember this when you were gone or you were busy talking about it, the outlets all over the world were calling.
Oh, yeah.
From
I was on,
England,
BBC
Ireland.
and Manchester, England. Oh, yeah.
They would call the front desk,
Right.
and the front desk would say, "Hey, Ann's not here. They want to talk to somebody." And we figured out we're not news people, but we could read what you left and get a check for $75 or
Wasn't that
whatever
amazing?
it was.
Yeah, that was kind of.
Anybody read it,
It was
you're
a
going
little,
to get paid.
a little creepy during all that. I mean, I made a lot of just extra money that
Oh, yeah.
it felt kind of weird. It felt
Yeah.
kind of off-putting in
It
a
was
way with
crazy
something as
times.
horrible
Yep.
as that, and with the loss of life, and
you know what's more-
but people want to know, and
Yeah.
so we are performing a job. So I guess that's part of it.
You know what's more horrible than that? Is that right now, if something like that happened and you flipped on the radio station we were on, not a soul is live. There is no news department, no sports, no weather, no anything.
No,
And that's sad. And I often say, it was a business move over the years. They had trouble and money. Anyway, it's just sad because local TV, local newspaper, local radio was there because local. It is to entertain and inform. And, the old saying is, well, everybody got the same stories or the same records. It's what you surround it with.
right.
And that's supposed to be local, and that's out the window. It's gone.
Really sad, and it's happening. As far as the live aspect is happening in television. I mean, it's
Yep.
kind of
It's very sad.
very
sad.
scary. But to see, I guess everything moves, progresses,
Mm-hmm.
evolves, whatever. So to be a part of this new media, it's kind of exciting, though, isn't it?
Oh, it is. I'm still learning. They'll say, my producer guy, Kevin, will go, well, blah, 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 blah. And I'll go, what? Just explain it. Dumb it down for
that's
me.
right. In words that I can
Yeah,
understand.
it was like you and I were talking, they use the different terms.
Yeah.
This show's going to drop or blah, blah, blah. Or, after it's live, and it's not really TV, but it is TV on YouTube and it's Spotify, and there's 12 different ways to listen. What?
Yeah, yeah. But it is kind of fun to know that at
Oh.
8 o'clock in the morning, your show is going to be there. And I would see it
Yeah.
on Facebook, and, just that ability to go, hi, guys, it's,
Yeah,
it's
and that's
fun
another
just-
cool thing is the watch, the viewer, the listener, they can be part of the show.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's great.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I was, doing a little show prep, and so I know on one of your episodes, your guest didn't show up. And because with a live show, that's always kind of,
Yes.
and try as you might to double check and all that, But you were so flawless. I mean, I thought because you're explaining, well, so and so was going to be here, and I emailed him, and he
Yeah.
said he'd be here, and 10 minutes before the show, not going to make it. So I'm thinking, oh my gosh,
I just got
What
to
would
kill an hour.
but then you just immediately you had the best barbecue joints
Yeah.
according to Texas Monthly, and had a wonderful storehouse of music,
Some great
local
old
musicians.
classic videos, country videos, yeah. And fortunately, we had Kyle Park was going to be on, and
Yeah.
then a great young musician that attends Texas A&M, Nathan Snyder was on, and
Mm-hmm.
and it's only happened twice
That's amazing.
in 106 shows.
I got
Twice.
to see it happen.
And you got
live.
to see
it happen. So during that first,
And I appreciate
So-
you
so that's-
running up there real quick,
right,
throwing on some makeup, run up there and be
right.
on the show
No,
with
that
me.
didn't happen. I was sitting in my pajamas, but I'm like, I think I better text Zach and remind him he's coming to do this show.
Yeah.
And sure enough, you texted her right back. Yeah, I'll be there.
I'll be there. I know how important that is.
Yeah. Well, hats off to you though for that to not have happened more than once, because
Yeah.
people they get busy, and Mondays can kind of tend to creep up on
Oh yeah.
folks.
I've had twice I think in as far as the musician, the performer has become sick. They've never just no-showed. They got sick.
Right. Something,
Okay.
life happens to
But
people.
the great thing is they know someone
Yeah.
that will jump in there and take their place. So I've not gone without music.
Well, we've got some other fun stuff ahead. You've got a trip planned, and we want to talk about that, but we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Mom and Dad can be a little competitive. They get all, yeah, buddy, and heck yeah. Lucky for them, Main Event has over 85 games and activities to play together, so they can get rematch after rematch after rematch. So do something awesome together.
Be the best parent to the best S-Pup. For Kitty, we decode more than 100,000 data points, so you know what makes them walk, talk, and act like only they can. Provide the best care and make smart health decisions. Now and forever. Plan better, care smarter, love longer. Wisdom Panel, the world's leading pet DNA service.
If I've learned anything in the last year, it's that to show up as my best, I need to make intentional choices. And that goes back to the absolute basics. Number one, it's I have to move. And number two, to stay hydrated.
I have been using molecular hydrogen from Water and Wellness to support my health and well-being. It helps with energy, recovery, liver health, and more. The hydrogen has been a game-changing addition to my own wellness routine. The tablets dissolve into my water and deliver powerful minerals to help my body feel its best all day long.
Explore unforgettable experiences with Forest Travel. Experience the pinnacle of luxury travel with our exclusive global selection. From secluded villas to elegant train voyages, each moment is tailored for sophisticated exploration. As one of the most renowned and awarded travel agencies in the world, we are pleased to elevate your next journey to an entirely new level. Your extraordinary journey begins now. Forest Travel.
And welcome back. It's good to have Zack Owen here.
It's
You
great to be
are
here.
from my past, in fact, I heard you saying, people say you're the voice of my childhood. I have heard that more than once. You're the voice of my child, and it's like, thank you very much. I appreciate that. But when you think, it was back in the 90s when I started doing television, but I'd been on radio long before that.
I
with
noticed you
guys.
had Bruce on and another TV guy. And when you look back to the days you were in radio or just growing up, was there that one TV person that you wanted to watch or you looked up to?
Oh,
whether
yeah.
it be local or network?
Oh, Lynn Russell.
Really?
Lynn Russell. Lynn Russell was and I was just thinking, I need to call her and get another Zoom interview with her because I actually got to interview her.
Really?
She was my hero. She was the first female anchor on CNN
Really?
Headline News. Back in the beautiful, long, dark hair, deep, wonderful voice.
Yeah.
I'm nothing like her. Nothing like her. But we had a consultant, the bane of my existence in television, come in, and this consultant, who will remain unnamed, said, "Will you remind me of a network?" I went, "Oh, really? Who?" I'm thinking, Lynn Russell, Lynn Russell. She goes, Cokie Roberts.
Oh, gosh. Cokie Roberts. I remember
So,
that.
the wonders of Facebook, there was a mutual guy who had worked at Channel 25 a long time ago, who was a friend, and then I just happened to see on his that Lynn Russell, I thought, could it be my Lynn Russell? Could it be? Oh, she'll probably have all these walls, of security. So, but she didn't, and I just texted her and I told her I'm a local news anchor, and I just always thought you were the best, and I emulated you and wanted to be compared to you, but instead I was compared to Cokie, right? And she just wrote back cackling. Anyway, she's an author. She writes these wonderful detective stories, and her heroine is a former network anchor, television anchor. And anyway, just wonderful. And I thought, well, I've never met an author that didn't want to be interviewed
Yeah.
on
Oh,
a
yeah.
podcast.
Yeah.
So I said, would you, she had a new book coming out. And I said, would you, oh yeah. So I got to interview, and I was so tongue tied. I was so excited to get to talk to Lynn Russell that anyway, I had to stop and start over.
You know,
she was just very gracious
I'm
and
sitting here
wonderful.
thinking, and I do remember her. She was very pretty.
Oh,
beautiful.
wonderful. And I'll never
classy
forget.
looking.
I'll never forget. At one point in watching her, I think consultants came in. And they had her hair, I don't know if she had a wig on her or what. They were trying something out, but short and blonde. Kind of a, kind of like,
Okay.
oh, yeah, I look. Anyway, the look on her face was like,
This is not
I
me.
am not happy with. And the next thing I knew, back to her long, dark, wonderful hair.
Yeah.
But I would love to watch her because I've dreamed of being a television anchor.
Yeah.
And I would watch her when she'd be wrapping up her shift on Headline News, and she did her sign out, and then they pull the camera away, and she's, how you see them, check it off their scripts or whatever. She took that mic off, and she's wrapping this mic up, and she just get ready to get up. And I thought, I love this woman.
That's
I
right.
Just love. So
wanna be
it
just
was a
like her.
long answer to your question.
No, that's great.
But Lynn Russell is my all-time favorite, but I got to get her back on.
Yeah.
Now the Ann Harder Show.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I have a few other questions. You know,
Okay.
I've done my little thing with you about what turns you on creatively, spiritually, emotionally.
Mm-hmm.
So we can revisit that.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of things? I know you're selling real estate. You're still,
Yeah.
very busy in other aspects of your life besides your show.
Yeah. And I just, I don't want to get old. Right?
Right. I don't want to. I really don't want to feel old. That's
I don't wanna-
It's
I
the
don't
feeling
wanna-
part that's getting me.
I don't mind getting old. I don't mind telling my age at all.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah.
But I just don't want to get old, and I don't want to look old. A while back, I decided to do something. I decided to, on Facebook, give tips on how old men should not dress.
Okay. Right.
And my first tip, which caused a lot of, I think, more people laughing about it than being mad, was fishing shirts. And if you know what I'm talking about,
yeah.
they're baggy and they've got a huge air vent on the back.
Mm-hmm.
Why do they call them fishing shirts? They're for fishing.
Right.
Fishing shirts are not to be considered dress shirts and worn to nice events.
No.
But
But you see that.
Oh, all the time.
Well, it may be the most expensive shirt they own.
Yes. And my second tip, I came a little bit later on, was men, if you're going to wear T-shirts, it was shorts or jeans, or if you're wearing a Hawaiian style shirt,
Right.
whether it be a Tommy Bahama or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
do not tuck them in. They're not made to be tucked in.
Right.
And I go on a lot of cruises and I see older men with their shirts tucked in and their shorts pulled up. Don't do that. Just anyway.
Yeah, they're simple things that you can
Simple
do.
things.
But speaking of which, you do have a tour to Santorini, right? Tell me about that.
We've got Jim passed away, and for years and years we had a travel club. And I said, there's two things I'm going to keep going in memory of Jim, and that is the travel club and the golf tournament, which we just wrapped up the golf tournament and just had a wonderful turnout. But anyway, we continue with that, give all our money to the Chris Kyle American Valor Foundation.
Great.
Very patriotic golf tournament. Anyway, trip 45 of the Zack and Jim Travel Club.
You're kidding.
We leave July 31st, and we have 75 people booked. And we're going to be going, spending time in Athens, Greece. Then we'll board the cruise ship a couple of days later, and we'll cruise Greece, the Greek islands, Croatia, Montenegro, and then we're going to end it on day 14 in in Venice, and we'll spend a day and a night in Venice and fly home. So it's a 15-day vacation.
Wow.
And we just got a great turnout. We just got back this past. It's weird because you think Oktoberfest in Germany is in October. It's not. It's in September. And so we just got back in September. We did Switzerland, Austria, and wrapped up at Oktoberfest in Germany and spent time in Germany. And we took about 100 people on that one.
Well, where in Germany did you go?
Oh, we spent Oktoberfest in Munich.
In Munich, uh-huh.
And honestly, I can't remember. They all started. I remember Innsbruck in Austria, and I could live in Switzerland.
Yeah.
I'm just saying
that. Oh, it's
that.
so beautiful.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
clean. We didn't. I mean, just anyway.
Yeah.
We flew home from I guess Frankfurt is where we flew home from. But
Right.
I don't remember. We were out touring and seeing castles and all that. So
Oh,
much.
the Rhine is so beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever met Ronnie Tipple at Wahlberg? The Wahlberg
No.
German restaurant? You
No.
need to get the Wahlberg boys on your show.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
They are an absolute wonderful polka band, and he is one of the best yodelers you will
Really?
ever hear.
Oh my gosh, I gotta
You will
have
ever
him
hear.
on.
No, oh yeah, no, he's from Munich, and that's how that made me think
Yeah.
of that. But
I had
original.
my first Pedro Zamora came and played accordion. Tejano band came and played
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah,
on
yeah.
the show.
Yeah.
I love stuff like that.
Well,
I want to get a bagpipe on too. But
yeah.
anyway,
Well, let me tell you, Ronnie is one of the best yodelers really in the world, and he's renowned. It teaches other.
Right.
We heard a yodeler at an Oktoberfest who was unbelievable, and I asked him if he knew. He goes, that's who I studied under.
Oh my gosh.
So that tells you about Ronnie. But yeah, Ronnie bought the Wahlberg restaurant.
yeah.
Well, the old Wahlberg Gin, kind of a general store type
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
You've never been there
No.
to eat German food?
No.
It is some of the best German food you will ever have.
Okay.
It's about an hour
I
from
love
here.
it.
And you see the Wahlberg cutoff always when
Yeah.
you're going to, before you get to Georgetown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a
So-
quick funny story to tell you about that. I call her my girlfriend, fiance, wife. Because at my age, fiance just sounds weird. But anyway, Andrea and I were first trip ever. We were just started dating, which is 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And we're headed down I-35, and I said, straight face, I said, well, you know, that's Donnie and all the actors from that town, Wahlberg.
Oh,
And she looks at me, she goes, really?
did she believe you?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, Wahlberg, I did a story when I was doing my Traveling Texas stories for Channel 25 after I had retired, and
Yeah.
it was my 2-year gig I had after I retired from 25. But I wanted to go and do a story there at the Wahlberg German restaurant because
Yeah.
we love it, number one. But Friday weekends, they have like a beer garden out back. And they're playing live music, and it's very family friendly, and but the food is awesome.
Right.
But Ronnie, he came to Wahlberg, Texas, as a young guy, 30-year-old guy, and wanted to put in a German restaurant. 100 years before that, Joseph Wahlberg came from Germany with this great influx of German settlers, and so my story was kind of about the German settling of Texas, and kind of focused then on the Wahlberg restaurant. But wonderful guy, and they teach kids. They have like a music series for to teach them, and
Right.
of course Ronnie plays the accordion and all that. But I think it would be awesome if you could get the Wahlberg boys to come up and be on your show at some
It's
time.
funny
I bet they'd
how
wanna do that.
things happen. I truly believe that sometimes things you see happen, turn around. Talking about yodeling, we were watching just last night a replay. We love The Amazing Race. It's one of our favorite TV shows. And we're watching an old episode. They're in Germany, and they had to learn how to yodel. That was one of the challenges. And here we are talking about yodeling.
I know. You just never know.
Never know. So anyway, that trip, and we have announced trip number 46 of the Zack and Jim Travel Club, May 11th of 2026.
Okay.
It'll be a week-long, beautiful, all-inclusive, 100% all-inclusive trip to Turks and Caicos, to a new resort over there. So Put that down on your calendar, May 11th.
how
And we'll have all the
wonderful.
details July 1st.
Oh, so coming right.
Yep.
It helps to plan
Oh, yeah.
long in advance.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
In fact, we're going to Greece next year, about
Nice.
this time of year in June, and but we'll be singing with a choir.
Wow.
I sing with a choir out of Dallas, and
Are you going to yodel?
No yodeling.
No
I
yodeling.
don't believe on this
Okay.
particular music program, but
I mean, anytime you're in Europe,
yeah,
you got to yodel.
we're retracing the Apostle Paul's steps.
Oh, okay. I
Anyway,
gotcha.
it's going to be an interesting time. I'm looking forward to Greece, but I've heard more people going to Greece lately. So
Yeah.
so
There
that's
was
great.
a time that I went a long time ago, probably 20 years ago was the first time I went. And I tried to get one of these trips together a few years later, and they said, oh, it's not a good time right now.
Right. I know there was.
Political
Right.
trouble and so forth.
So that's good to know that things are settling down. So that's good. Okay, another question. Speaking of food, because I think German food would be, because of my heritage, it would be. But what would your favorite last meal be if you were going to pick a last meal?
I have a really quick thing that relates to that. I'm one of those, I love to study up on terms, why this or that. And, one of my favorite is the reason they call policemen cops.
Coppers? Yeah.
Remember the old movies? They'd go, hey, copper, hey, copper.
Right.
Comes from the original policemen in England had big copper buttons.
Okay.
And they called them coppers.
They were
because
coppers because
but anyway,
of
the
that.
story goes is that in the old days in England, whatever, the man was being taken or the woman taken to the gallows to be executed. And they would allow them not a last meal, but be able to stop at the local pub for your last drink.
I'll have a drink.
And that's where the term one for the road comes from.
Really? See, now, and I geek out on this stuff
See, I do too. I love that stuff.
Because is it expressions you use all the time?
You use them.
And how much we use that Shakespeare wrote, really.
Yeah.
But I'm fascinated with that. I love
in
that. I
the
did not know either of those things.
Old days, there were really no perfect mattresses, and there were no bed slats. That was before. They used rope.
Right.
Okay, rope across.
I know that.
And so you lay there, and that's where the term. So they'd have to tighten
They'd
the
have to-
rope. That's where the term sleep
Yeah,
tight.
yeah. I learned that at the Dumbarton House in Washington D.C. I
nice.
took a tour there, and yeah, I did learn about that. In fact, saw a bed frame that had the rope that they would tighten. But
I'm
that's
just full of
sleep
it, Ann.
tight, and
Sleep
don't
tight.
let the bed bugs bite.
That's right.
That's what my daddy would say.
Perfect meal. Oh gosh, I love anything. I'll eat just about
I was gonna say I kind
anything.
of like food.
I like food.
Yeah.
I love steak. I don't know, Ann.
Yeah.
I love pizza. I love Italian food. I love. Oh my gosh, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
It really is.
All right. Best childhood memory.
I would want a meal that would take really long to prepare.
Yeah.
If I was at the end of my time.
Yeah, the longer
know?
the better, huh?
Can I get
This
that
is going to be a
12-course
3-day
meal?
marinating of something.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so best childhood memory.
Oh, wow. I might have told this story before when I was on the show, but when I was little bitty, probably 5, 6, 7, I wanted to be a garbage man. I thought that was the most incredible job of my life, was to be a garbage man. And then probably around 2nd, 3rd grade, that's when I said, I want to be a disc jockey. Garbage man, disc jockey, very equal. I think the garbage man made a little bit more money, but
Probably so.
I said, that's what I want to be. And one of the best memories was my mom, we lived in Haltom City.
Mm-hmm.
In 4th grade, we moved to Haltom City from Fort Worth. And my mom would take me on Saturdays over to the west side of Fort Worth off the highway, the east-west highway we called it, to KTVT, Channel 11, which was an independent TV station at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And they also had the radio station, KFJZ AM, and they had a morning disc jockey, and he went by the name Mark E. Baby, Marky Baby.
Marky Baby.
And I would go stand in the hall, and there's a glass window, and watch him do his thing, and I would just stand there with my mouth open and go, this is what I want.
Yeah.
And my mom was great enough to do that and take me over there and stand around with me. And Mark went on, he passed away a few years ago, but he was very famous. Mark Stevens, he went to Houston, became part of Hudson and Harrigan team. He was Mark Hudson.
Wow.
Stevens and Pruitt, he was part of that. And anyway, that's just I'll always have that memory, you know.
Kudos to your mom for seeing that little spark in you. And
but what makes me sad is, you know, something that you always wanted to do in life and you got to do it, and then one day it's pulled from under your feet, you know?
I know. My heart broke when all that happened.
Yeah.
But you've come out smelling like a rose.
Oh, it's been great. It's been great. I get to hang out with you.
This has been fun. Yeah, and I think I heard you say that you're having me back on the show. So.
Yes, I want to get you back.
Yeah,
In fact,
that could be taken multiple ways. I'll get her back.
I'll get her back. In fact, let's make a deal right now.
Okay.
Let's say Monday morning.
As in, like, next Monday morning?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's all right. That'll work, because that'll be the
So by the time
the
this
first
show
day of
is
this
live and anyway.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Well, all right, it's a date. Well, I love how we
Hold on,
cross-promote these things.
Let me get the contract in here for you to sign.
Okay, right.
Boys, bring it in here.
And
See, law
we'll
firm.
discuss the pay later, right?
Absolutely,
Right,
yes.
right.
Checks in the mail.
All right. Well, it's been wonderful. Thank you, Zach.
Oh,
so
gosh,
much. I
always a
appreciate it. It's
pleasure.
always fun to get to talk to you and get to reminisce about the old days. But what's better is looking forward at the great new things that are happening between our two shows, respectively.
I thought about something the other day. Our friend Dave Fricker passed away.
I know.
Dave, one of the greatest engineers, old school engineers,
Oh,
brilliant mind. But he would, real quickly, I know we're out of time, but I remember when Jim and I, in 93, Dave Fricker said something about going to his house. Beautiful home over in Lorena.
In Lorena. Oh, yeah.
And we walked in, and it was like the future.
Yeah.
We go, what is this? You know, we'd never seen some of the cameras and the technological stuff that he had already in 93.
Yeah.
Brilliant mind.
Yeah.
Mind. But he would have been amazed with all this new stuff.
And I was just thinking about, we just got back from a trip out to the Big Bend country, and he had a huge ranch in Terlingua, and for many years would ask us to come and visit, and just never
did it.
got around to it. And then he began to have health problems, and he and Virginia moved back, and it's like we shoulda, woulda, shoulda. So if you have a chance to do something, make the plans and do it.
Life is
Whether
too
it's
short.
taking a trip to Santorini or going up to Terlingua.
Yeah. I just told our friend Ted Teague over at Allen Samuel, I said, Ted, life is too short, man.
Yeah.
Got to take time for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you for taking time for me.
Oh, thank
on
you.
This our second Ann Harder show, but I appreciate you so much.
I love it.
For being
and if
here.
you have someone that backs out at the last minute, you can always call me.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, you could have put me on live, I guess. You could have. Anyway.
Yeah.
We'll worry about that some other time. Hopefully it won't happen again anytime soon. But yeah, it's been great. Today's show is brought to you by Main Event Entertainment Center. They've got it all. They've got bowling, virtual reality, laser tag, billiards, shuffleboard, and more. And if you mention my name, Ann Harder, when you're booking, you get double arcade play free. And if you book by July 24th, your guest of honor will play free. For your next main event, it's Main Event, 2420 Creekview Drive in Waco, right next to the Cinemark Theaters.
I know you're gonna love this Kodak Dot Plus printer. You guys just connect it to your smartphone and then you're gonna use the Kodak Photo Print app. It's going to print you a 4x6 photo. I am just in awe. I love how these turned out. Also, the printer comes with a free cartridge of 10 photo sheets. I can assure you, you are going to love this printer as much as my family has. You guys have to check it out for yourself.
At Mapiful, we believe in celebrating your journey, past, present, and future. Our unique personalized products are designed to boost your confidence, elevate creativity, and honor what matters most. From custom home decor to meaningful gifts, we help you cherish the memories that make you who you are. Visit mapiful.com and start celebrating your story today.
Hi, I'm Jo from Face Theory. You're going to want to have a specific goal for your skincare routine. What do you want to achieve? Active ingredients are really strong, and if you're using too many at once, your skin can get overwhelmed. Don't overspend on products. Choose products that have scientific research behind them. At Face Theory, if you're not happy with a product, just say so, just give us a shout and we'll give you your money back, no problem.
For 75 years, Nalgene Outdoor has been your trusted companion, fueling adventures and helping protect the planet. We're committed to reducing waste, improving access to clean water, and providing simple, safe, and sustainable products for you and your family. No gimmicks, just durable, well-designed bottles built to last. Join us in our mission to amplify life, not complicate it. Because at Nalgene, what goes into our bottles matters as much as the adventures they fuel. Explore more at nalgene.com. That's NALGENE.com.
It's always fun to talk to Zack Owen. Be sure to catch his show every weekday live from 8 to 10 at the Backyard Bar and Grill. Stay with us. We've got more ahead from a couple of very important groups in our community, our friends at the Salvation Army and Mission Waco.
Hi there, I'm Sarah Feemster, volunteer, public relations, and special events coordinator for the Salvation Army here in Waco. And while National Donut Day may have already passed, the heart behind it lives on all year long. The tradition began back in World War I when our volunteers, known as Donut Lassies, served fresh donuts to the soldiers on the front lines. A simple treat, but one that brought comfort, hope, and a reminder that someone cared. On June 6, you may have seen our canteen out at the VA or our Donut Lassies delivering treats around town, continuing the legacy of love and service here in Waco. We're often recognized for our work at Christmas, but the Salvation Army is so much more than that. Yes, you'll see us ringing those bells in the holidays, and yes, we will still need your help again this year. But our mission doesn't stop in December. Not even close. Every day we're feeding neighbors in our community kitchen, offering affordable essentials at our family thrift store, and walking alongside people facing real challenges. We're known for helping the homeless, and we do that, but we also serve families and individuals who just need a little help to get back on their feet, a warm meal, a clean outfit, or a safe place to land. And now we're building towards even more. Through our building campaign, Building Hope, we're creating a brand new Center of Hope on LaSalle Avenue. The new space will bring all of our services together under one roof and include a safe day center for those without shelter, extended family apartments for parents and kids, programs that support our veterans, and counseling and case management to help people find long-term stability. It's important to note, though, that our family thrift store will remain in its current location on Waco Drive, continuing to serve the community and support our programs every day. Want to get involved? You can volunteer in the community kitchen, serve at the family store, or sign up this fall to be a Red Kettle bell ringer. It's one of the most joyful and meaningful ways to serve. And don't forget, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok to stay connected, see real impact, and become part of something good happening right here in Waco. From donuts in June till bells in December, the Salvation Army is here all year long. We'd love for you to join us in building hope for the future right here in Waco.
Good. It is a small, ordinary word, but to the Salvation Army, it means a lot of extraordinary things. It spans the entire calendar year because the need for good is great and means much more than what is seen on the surface. Poverty means more than just someone going hungry. It means going without medical care, without a home, without clothes. For us, doing the most good means providing emergency rent or utility assistance for a family. It is a meal and a conversation at a homeless shelter, a warm coat in the winter. A child at risk means a child stricken of their youth, hiding inside for fear of violence and growing up before they've had a chance to be a child. For us, doing the most good means allowing a child to experience childhood. It means providing a safe place to dream, to explore their future through music, the arts, athletics, friendships, and the chance to simply be a kid. Addiction steals everything: trust, integrity, family, career, and hope. For us, doing the most good means healing the whole person, healing the body through rehabilitation, inspiring the mind through education and counseling, repairing the spirit by reuniting families and restoring communities. Disaster hits on all levels, globally, locally, in many forms.
It's all about community. It's not about housing. The homes all have front porches. The homes all face 5 or 6 other homes that have front porches. So you cannot live there without being part of a community.
This is going to offer them, maybe for the first time in their life, a sense of a wonderful community and a sense of having a true family that will look after them and be able to enjoy life with them.
When all of your time is spent trying to figure out where your next meal is going to come from, where you're going to sleep that night, that takes up that just takes up a lot of mental and spiritual energy. When those base needs are met, it frees people up to live the life that God is actually equipping them to live. If there is anything that we ought to be most willing for our resources to go towards, it ought to be our care for our needy neighbors.
First approaches individuals with dignity and seeks to provide them not only with permanent housing, but with solutions to the problems that led to their instance of homelessness, but helping them with mental health services, helping them find training and job opportunities, I think is a much better and holistic approach to helping to solve our homelessness issue in the city of Waco.
Fabric of getting people healthy is community and village, and we are part of that village.
In less than a year, we will have 40 previously unhoused individuals, residents at Creekside.
If one of the leading causes of homelessness is the profound, catastrophic loss of family, housing alone will never solve homelessness for an individual, but community will.
I'm always inspired by the heart of Mission Waco. Coming up, a fun visit to one of my favorite landmarks. That would be the Dr. Pepper Museum. Don't go away.
Well, we just wrapped up another 10-2-4 Club convention here at the Dr. Pepper Museum in Waco, Texas. From the moment we cut the ribbon on our new wildly refreshing exhibit to the final bid at the live auction, this weekend was packed with nostalgia, laughter, and true Dr. Pepper fandom. We welcome collectors from across the country, sharing stories, swapping treasures, and celebrating the history of America's oldest major soft drink. The vendor market was full of incredible finds. The auction brought some amazing pieces to new homes.
That's fine. I've got it.
And the conversations, well, they were just pure gold.
Always love you.
So whether you've been collecting for decades or just caught the bug this year, there's a place for you here. And the best part, you don't have to wait till next year to be a part of the fun. Joining the 10-2-4 Collectors Club is easy, and it gives you an exclusive access to convention news, early registration, and a community of folks who love Dr. Pepper just as much as you do. Visit drpeppermuseum.com/10-2-4-club to sign up and stay connected and keep the fizz alive all year long. Well, thank you to everyone who made this weekend so special. Come back next year. We'll have more collectibles, more stories, and of course, more Dr. Pepper.
Mom and Dad can be a little competitive. They get all, yeah, buddy, and heck yeah. Lucky for them, Main Event has over 85 games and activities to play together, so they can get rematch after rematch after rematch. So do something awesome together.
Deer Valley, where innovative comfort and stylish design meet. Bathroom solutions. Smart toilets. Kitchen solutions. Deer Valley. Stylish living, savvy savings.
When you view the glass half full, the little things become magical. Like kicking back and sharing laughs, spread good vibes, and they'll come back. Celebrate what you love with what you wear, even if what you love is kind of weird. Life is good in super soft tees that spark smiles and connectivity. 10% of profits go to help kids heal. So choose optimism and make the magic real. Visit lifeisgood.com.
The 4-burner, side-burner, side-sear burner with Clearview glass stainless steel grill from Monument Grills. Made of tempered glass, which is strong, insulated, and allows you to check your grilling without lifting the lid. Our porcelain-coated cast iron cooking grids offer a large cooking surface of 513.3 square inches, primary cooking area, with even heat cooking. The Monument Grills include LED control knobs and are easy to light with pilotless electronic ignition. Better grilling, better value, Monument Grills.
Revive superfood smoothies. Pill, pour, blend, and enjoy. All within the comfort of my own home.
Revive superfood smoothies. Peel, blend, and enjoy. Fast and easy, and I'm out the door.
Maybe I should pick up drinking again. I don't feel okay and everything is under my skin. I'm depressed, I'm upset, and I just can't seem to rest. And that don't even scratch the surface. So I just remember what my mama says. You'll be strong, you'll be great, just don't let down your head. This world will try and kill you, don't let them see that you've bled. 'Cause you'll be okay in the my mind's rotting away. I just can't keep drawing blanks, and I can't think of what to say. So pack it up, call it a day. And I just remember what my father says. Start strong, finish hard, don't make it to the end. This world owes no favors, you can rest when you're dead. You'll be okay in the end. In my head, better off dead. Yeah, I'm doomed to fail. Got no chance in hell. So I just remember what my parents say. Start strong, finish hard, you'll make it through the day. This world will try and kill you, don't let them say that you've bled. You'll be okay in the end. You'll be okay in the end.
Escape into fitness with the Schwinn IC4 bike, providing a premium, heart-pumping indoor cycling experience that combines digital connectivity with superior Schwinn quality. The IC4's smooth, quiet ride features magnetic resistance with 100 micro-adjustable resistance levels. Escape the everyday with the Schwinn IC4 bike, your ticket to a life well lived.
Thanks for being with us today. Always great to have the Main Event as our sponsor. Join me tomorrow at noon when we hear from the delightful Elizabeth Barnhill at Fabled Bookshop. She has some wonderful events coming up and terrific ideas for Father's Day gifts. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.